Now, speaking of races, this started way back in 2020. This started way back in on the COVID year. Actually, one of the highlights of the COVID year,
Right.
Bernard, yeah?
Yes.
On a year where we saw sheep and goats wander into cities and animals, and you could see Mount Kenya from Nairobi. You know, you remember those days?
I remember.
Yeah? The days of waiting for former president to show up and you see what shirt he's wearing.
Yes. It was interesting.
Yeah, and then when, depending on the shirt, then we were like, today maybe
Some good news.
Yeah.
And then you start fellow Kenyans.
Yes, fellow Kenyans. And then Mr. The
I know
CS for Health.
Yes.
Mutahi Kagwe.
Yes.
Is it Mutahi Kagwe?
Yes.
It was Mutahi Kagwe. Yes.
He was used to be in ICT for communication.
Yeah.
And he went.
Yeah, you can get it, we can get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that year when COVID, nowadays COVID sounds like it was a dream, eh?
Yeah.
Like it happened the other century. On that year of very bad days when we had our first Kipkeino Classic, Kenya, of course, getting one of the legs of the World Continental Tour, World Athletics Continental Tour, which is just a shade under the Diamond League. And we are one of the top go-to places. And I can't believe it, Bernard, but we are now doing 5 years.
Yes, 5th edition. I think the thing is, it's been a hallmark of Kenyan athletics, because if you think about it, the other biggest event that we've hosted is the World Under 18 and the World Under 20. And having the Kipkeino Classic, I think, is just, I believe it's a warm-up for us, hopefully in the near future, to have a Diamond League race, to be the second one, I think, in the continent, because there's the one in Morocco. So yes. Hopefully we tick all the boxes.
Actual continent.
Yes.
Yeah.
We tick all the boxes. We have at least a Diamond League, because I think it will really, it was long overdue.
Yep, so that's the Absa Kipkeino Classic. Takes place on April the 20th. The venue is the Nyayo National Stadium. As you've heard from the name, Absa Kipkeino Classic. Mr. Wawero, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Tuko salama salimini. I like your jersey. It's got the Kenyan colors and looks better than the Olympics one anyway.
Well, I'm getting ready for next weekend.
Yes.
Yep.
Are you excited?
Absolutely excited. It's a time that we look forward to. I think it's the only time that we get to see our athletes in action, live. So it's an exciting moment.
And Absa have had this thing with it from day one. Like you guys have been consistently there. We were there last year in Kasarani. We were there the year before. What is it that draws Absa, or that draws your bank to this particular event and to athletics in general?
You know, when you look at it, if the story of Kenya is to be given anywhere, the story of Kenya is not complete without athletics. And given the fact that we're very keen to empower the people that we work with, the communities that we work with, as a brand, then we are very keen to be involved in the things that make the story of Kenya be what it is. And athletics is one of them. And not just athletics, but sports in general. Yeah, that's how we get to connect with our communities, with the people that we bank, and it's always exciting for us to connect with them at things that they love to do.
Interested in finding out, of course, yes, you decided to focus on sports, and obviously it has over and above just playing your role in the society. The ROI, how is the ROI been ever since you started being involved with sports, and specifically like something like Kipkeino Classic?
Mm-hmm. Well, when you think about it, and it's very interesting that you're talking about ROI.
Yes.
You know, but I think for us as a brand, there are many things that we look at. You know, there's of course the benefits that we get as a brand in terms of interacting and connecting with our audiences. But I think the most important thing is the empowerment that we do. The empowerment that we do to sportsmen and women. The empowerment that we do to partners that we work with to bring these sporting events to life. The empowerment that we do to communities that are around these sporting events. Because if you think about it, on Saturday at Nyayo Stadium, we're going to have different people doing different things there. There are those of us who be there cheering. We possibly need a bottle of water. So when Jemo will be vending his water there, we want to empower him.
Yeah.
And in terms of just give us an idea of the support for 2024, because we've seen the amount of money that Absa has pumped in. Yeah. Just give us an idea of where it's going to be used, so that people are able to understand.
Yeah. So as you know, we've grown with Absa Kipkeino Classic since its inception. This week we announced our partnership for this year. which is always, as the leading private sector sponsor. And we are putting in a total amount of 40 million shillings into this engagement. 30 million of which is going directly into supporting the activities that Athletics Kenya is doing on the day to make sure that the event comes to life. And then, of course, there are things that we're doing in terms of creating awareness, supporting the engagement that is going to be there on Saturday, that we're going to do to where we're going to spend the additional 10 million.
Well, so that's it. That's from the you see the money side. The money man speaks, he's brief, he's to the point, he explains to what's going to happen, what to expect, and of course why they're excited. I think one of the reasons why this is really big for Kenyans is the fact that we get to watch our athletes more than once a year competing in Kenya, because normally we only see them during trials,
right?
Like proper, like high level competition. We see them during trials.
Championships, like
yes,
police.
Yeah, but you know, no,
KDF,
it's like world class event. When
Yes.
they're at police, it's police. When they're at
KDF.
no offense to KDF, it's KDF, it's police, it's AP,
prisons.
it's prisons. But then to see them compete versus other world class athletes. So for example, you're able to see Omanyala take on Leslie Teboho. It's world class, but it's home. It's world class, but you can walk to it. I think for me that's a really, really big thing, because more often than not, we see our athletes on screen. We see them do great things on screen, but when we come here, we don't get to see them. So,
ground,
I feel like ABS also gives us that chance to be able to see, so this is how Omanyala and Teboho. Think about just 100 meters. Omanyala and Teboho. Omanyala and